is up, artists and movers? It's been a minute since we've sat and talked like this. I've missed this. If you're new here, my name is Gaylyn Lareese, and I make content for dancers to help them take their love for dance to the next level. And so if you have been watching my videos recently, or if you follow me on Instagram, you may have noticed that my channel is now monetized. Yes, you guys, this channel is now monetized. This has been a huge goal of mine, really, since I've started this channel. And so to be here at this point, one, I'm just so grateful to you guys. So thank you for liking and sharing my videos and becoming a part of my dance fam. And I can honestly say that I would not have gotten to this point if it weren't for me really paying attention and understanding my YouTube analytics and what they were telling me about you guys and how you felt about my content. And often when I see these videos, they're done by people who already have huge followings on YouTube, or they're talking about things on YouTube that have nothing to do with what I talk about. And so sometimes the information isn't really applicable to me. So I thought I would share this information with you guys because a lot of you have expressed that you want to start YouTube channels in 2021 as well. In this video, I'm going to share with you guys the 5 pieces of YouTube analytic data that I really paid attention to from the start of me starting my YouTube channel, and what that really told me as far as what changes I needed to make and what kind of videos you guys enjoyed, and ultimately helped me reach my goal of becoming monetized. And don't worry, I will be doing a full video on the YouTube monetization process, as well as just what my YouTube ad revenue has looked like for the first couple months, just to give you an idea of what to expect. So if you want to catch that video, be sure to subscribe, as well as if you've just enjoyed some of my videos in the past, I encourage you to become a part of the dance fam. So now, if you're ready to hear how understanding your YouTube analytics can help you better understand your audience and better help you when starting your channel in 2021, then let's jump into this video. The first piece of YouTube analytic data that you're probably going to be paying attention to is the views. And your views are shown right here. Now, your views are probably the first thing anyone is going to pay attention to when you first upload your first piece of content, but it also is where people can become frustrated at the results, lose their momentum, and just quit. Listen, the truth is that YouTube is not made for anyone to be able to just come in and be successful all of a sudden. YouTube's goal is to make sure that people are shown videos that they have already shown to like in the past, and to keep people on the platform as long as possible so that they can show more ads and make more money, okay? America, capitalism. And so when you're new on YouTube, the algorithm first is just trying to figure out who you are, what kind of videos you're here to make, and who those videos are best for. In result, they aren't really going to show your video to a lot of people because you haven't really built a good reputation with the algorithm yet. This is why when you first start your YouTube channel, it is so important to make sure you are sharing your videos on your other platforms. If you are waiting for YouTube to promote your videos for you and help you get more views in the very beginning, you will be waiting forever, child. Share your videos on your other platforms like your Instagram or your Facebook, and it's really nice because on Instagram you can actually link the video in your bio so you can send people directly there, as well as on Facebook you can put the link and it'll send people directly to the video. So it makes it super easy for people to check it out, and it's easy to see from there if you're able to get more views from Instagram or Facebook or both. And if that helps you get more views in the beginning, views are views, okay? It doesn't matter where it comes from as long as it's a view. Now, I will say that more views doesn't necessarily equate to more subscribers, but it does heighten the chance that you will get more subscribers in the future, because when someone watches your video, the algorithm actually puts more of your other content on that person's browse screen. And that is the screen that pops up when someone first opens up YouTube and they start to scroll. So just the likelihood of them watching a future video is heightened because they'll see it more, and the chances of them becoming a subscriber goes up. Your views will also tell you what days and times are best for you to upload. So when you first start your channel, it's really a good idea to start playing around with different upload days and upload schedules and frequencies, because you want to kind of figure out what's the best middle ground for you to put out really quality content, but also make sure that most of your audience sees it. And so for you to figure out when they're mostly on the platform in the beginning, you have to try posting at different days and different times. So your reviews can be a really good way of kind of figuring out what those days and times are and helping you really create a posting schedule that works best for you and works best for your audience. And when you upload on days that more of your audience is on the platform, it heightens the chance of you getting more views. So I know it can be really frustrating in the beginning to upload a video and see that it only has, 9 views or something like that. Trust me, I have been there. But use that as information to kind of give you an idea of, maybe I should try a better uploading time, or maybe I should try to promote my videos more on Instagram where I have friends who would also like this kind of content. And ultimately, that information from your views can give you information on how to improve your channel, improve your videos, and meet your goals. The second piece of YouTube analytic data that you should be paying attention to if you start a channel in 2021 is your average view duration. And your average view duration is shown right here. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, when you first start out on YouTube, your average view duration is probably gonna be pretty dismal, somewhere between a minute to 2 minutes, okay? And that is totally normal. Average view duration is the average amount of time that people spend sitting and watching one of your videos. And so in the beginning, it can be very hard for this number to be high simply because people don't know you. They haven't built a rapport with you. They don't really know what to expect in your channel. They don't know that you make good quality content, and so they're more likely to click off. The great thing though is that when you have a video that ends up having a higher average view duration than more of your other content, it's a sign that you've done something right with your editing. When you start your channel, you should really be playing around with your filming and editing style and just playing around with how to put a quality video together. And I talk about this a lot in my video on how to gain your first 500 subscribers organically. So I will have that linked up top and down below for you guys. But I never had some huge Instagram following that followed me here onto my YouTube channel. I grew my channel organically through constantly improving my editing and making tweaks and shifts based off of how long I saw people were sitting and watching the video. And so your average view duration is essentially that number. It tells you how long people are watching the content and can give you an idea of if that is a good quality piece of content or not. So having a video that has a higher average view duration than normal means that you've done something right. So go back and watch that video. Maybe it's the way that you did the transitions, or maybe it's the way that you shot it or lit it and made the video more enjoyable for the person to watch, which ultimately made them stick around and watch longer. And you want them to watch longer because when they do, the algorithm sees, oh, this person makes good content, I'm gonna recommend more of their content to other people. And that's how you get more views and possibly more subscribers. And so I can honestly say that when I started my YouTube channel, the average view duration was the most helpful piece of analytic data in the beginning because it gave me an idea of if I was on the right track. And your average view duration matters your entire YouTube career because it also influences what your CPM is, and that influences possibly how much money you make on YouTube once you are monetized. So it's a very important number to pay attention to. Like I said, it starts off pretty low. It's totally okay. It will go up as your audience grows and they become more in love with you and you put out good work. The third piece of data that you should be paying attention to in your YouTube analytics when starting your channel in 2021 is your click-through rate. Now, YouTube, as well as most other social networks like Instagram and Facebook, they have these things called impressions. This is the number of times that your video is shown on someone's screen as they are scrolling either on the app or on the website. And each of these is seen as an opportunity for someone to click on the video and view it. And your click-through rate is the actual percentage of times that people do click on that video. And so the click-through rate is a really great way to judge whether or not you have attractive thumbnails. Thumbnails are a huge part of YouTube because thumbnails are essentially your first impressions of your content, and your video can be wildly entertaining or just, amazing information, But if your thumbnail isn't attractive, no one will ever know because they won't ever click on it. So make sure your thumbnails are a good representation of what people can expect on your channel, or at least what they can expect in that specific video. Make sure that it's a nice clear image, that the lighting is pretty decent, and if you want to even go a step further, go ahead and brand your thumbnails so that people can identify when it's your piece of content. If you find that one of your videos has a higher click-through rate than all of the others, again, it's a sign that you've done something right. So maybe it's the expression that you have in the thumbnail. A lot of times people really like to see very expressive faces, or if you're talking about a specific item or topic, having that item in the thumbnail to show people this is what I'm talking about can really get people an idea of what to expect and make them want to click on it. And the even better part about thumbnails is that it's one of the few features on your video that you're able to go back and change. So when you upload a video on YouTube, you're not ever able to go back and edit and tweak the actual video, but you can go back and change the thumbnail. So there have been many instances where I haven't really been satisfied with the thumbnail that I've put on a video, or I've noticed that that video has a very, very low click-through rate as compared to my other videos, and so I've gone back and changed it. Or sometimes I've gone back and changed thumbnails simply because I want all of them to look more cohesive, and all of that stuff you can do because you can go back and actually change the thumbnail. So if you find that a video isn't performing as well as it typically does, try changing the thumbnail. See if maybe that helps improve the video, and that's just another way that your YouTube analytics can help you actually make tangible changes to your videos and possibly help you build a larger audience. The fourth piece of YouTube analytic data that you should be paying attention to when starting your channel in 2021 is your top YouTube search terms. And this really starts to matter once you've had a good number of videos on your channel. I would say anywhere from 10 videos to 20 videos. Ranking in YouTube search is a great way to bring in new people who have never experienced your content before. And ranking in YouTube search simply means that when someone types in a string of keywords in the search bar, your video is one of the first videos to pop up. It's also great because ranking in YouTube search is typically a precursor to ranking in Google search, which is the ultimate way of bringing in new people because everybody uses Google. So how do you rank in YouTube search, you may ask? Your keywords. Keywords are the words that you use in your titles, your description box, your tags, your audio, and in your metadata, or essentially the file name that you give the file that you upload onto YouTube. And the YouTube algorithm uses information from all of these different places to understand what this video is about and where they should put it on the YouTube platform. And so this is why SEO research is so incredibly important. And SEO stands for search engine optimization. Essentially, you're optimizing your piece of content for a search engine, meaning that you're picking the best keywords for people to type into the search bar and find your content. But the trick is to choose keywords that are not being overused by people who already have large YouTube channels, but are still relevant to the topic that your video is about. And so in doing that, you heighten the chance of someone clicking on your video instead of clicking on someone who is already very popular. The YouTube search terms reading in your YouTube analytics will give you an idea of what people have been searching that has been making your video pop up. And sometimes it's the words that are in your title, but sometimes it's not. And so it'll give you a better idea of what is actually happening versus what you just think is happening when someone comes upon your content. And so with these YouTube search terms that you find, not only can you go back and make sure that those search terms are in your tags, but you can also use that to create video ideas for new videos that still would go under that same search term, so that the people who are already coming upon your existing video under those search terms can find your new content as well and possibly become subscribers. And so this is why it is super important for you to plan your titles ahead of time. Not only just planning what you want the content to be, but how you're going to title it will inform what those keywords are going to be and how they're going to show up on people's screens. And if you optimize those search terms, you're essentially giving yourself a better chance of ranking for those search terms and coming up in YouTube search. And the fifth and final piece of YouTube analytic data that you should be paying attention to when starting your channel in 2021 is your watch time. And this is simply because you have to meet the standard of 4,000 watch hours on your channel in order for you to become monetized. And your watch time is shown right here. So for me, I actually hit my 1,000 subscribers requirement 4 months before I actually hit the 4,000 watch hours. And so in those 4 months, I was really keeping a close eye on my watch time, because that is how you measure if you're hitting the 4,000 watch hours or not. And so in that time, I was setting small goals for myself for each month on the amount of watch hours that I wanted to hit during that time. And that way I was able to ensure that by the end of the year, I would become monetized, which I did. Setting watch time goals forced me to improve how engaging my videos were, because I knew that if I wanted to hit that goal of the 4,000 hours by the end of the year, I would have to make sure that people were really sitting and watching large chunks of my video. It made me a better YouTuber, helped me set a higher standard for myself in terms of the quality, and even though some of those videos weren't necessarily on the most popular topics, people still were sitting and watching through them if they were interested in that topic to begin with. So to this day, those videos are some of the videos that have the highest average view duration, which we talked about before, and that just means that people are sitting and watching them longer, and that's because I really put effort into those videos to make it so that I hit the watch time that I was trying to hit by the end of the year. So you guys, that is it. Those are my 5 pieces of YouTube analytic data that you should be paying attention to if you choose to start a YouTube channel in 2021. You guys, I hear people say all the time, don't start a YouTube channel for the money. You shouldn't start one for the money. I get what they're trying to say. YouTube is hard work. And so I would not advise you to start a channel if you're not willing to do the work and really put the effort in to create good content. But I do think you can start YouTube with the intention of eventually making money. And for me, having that intention actually helped me in terms of setting goals for my YouTube channel, and understanding my YouTube analytics was a huge part of that. So if you guys found this video helpful, please be sure to give it a like, and in the comments down below, let me know what kind of YouTube videos you guys are thinking about making, or what kind of channels you're thinking about starting. And if you are really serious about wanting to start a YouTube channel and want a little bit more one-on-one help, you can schedule a coffee date with me down below. In there, I can kind of help you plan what kind of content you want to create, or figure out what are the barriers that are getting in the way of you creating more consistent content. Maybe find out a way that would best serve you and support your business if you have one. And it's kind of my way of just being able to connect more deeply with you guys and be of more help. I will see you guys in my next video next weekend. Later.